a minute, Barry the Gordy, you around here wearing Gordon Gartrells with holes in it, but your sisters is fly as shit. Okay, now I don't know if it's because it's the men's day hunching, some women got the propensity to know which ding dong to hunt, okay, and some bitches don't. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky is this Michelle Red Lippy. Guess what, y'all? All my lips are going to be 40% off all week. So if I were you, I would take full advantage. And if you are not already a part of our book club, please remember to hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all of the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's talk about the Untold story. Bury me in Motown. Y'all, it's getting good. All at once, I was drowning in his silk suit and being smothered by wet kisses, my head spinning from an onslaught of his cologne. In a split second of sanity, I pressed a stiff hand between our bodies, freed myself awkwardly from the embrace, and inched subtly back. "How do you do, Mr. Jackie Wilson?" I said, determined to be as businesslike as possible, giving him my hand. "I'm Raynoma Lyles." "Raynoma?" Jackie Wilson asked. Appearing out of the dust, you got to bury the Gordy, saying, oh, Jackie, yeah, this Raynoma, but we call her Raymond, because she just like one of the boys. "Yeah, right," I said, laughing and nodding my head in acceptance of the honor. "Girl, that ain't an honor. You trying to hunch the bird of Gordy. He ain't gonna want to hunch you. Girl, if he think of you as one of the boys, girl, you're gonna have to work too hard to get that pickle." I could sense Barry's pride in me, and my own pride was so strong, I blushed, just like a damn girl. "One of the guys," Jackie echoed, his arched eyebrows raising in disbelief, his laugh billowing up and resounding throughout the house. But by the time we had finished the day's work, his skepticism about me had vanished. And although his energy was so demanding as to be draining, much to my surprise, he proved to be quite professional. Book club, we might have to get us an old Jackie Wilson book. Okay? Because I'm not trying to be funny, but didn't he pass from a stroke or something? I mean, juggling a lot of bitches, okay, will rack your nerves. As I was leaving, I felt Barry's hand on my shoulder. "See you tomorrow, Raymond." His hand lingered. His touch was one of familiarity. Hold on. Okay, let's take it back. You remember in the last episode, he was squeezing Raymond's butt cheek? Now, I know, Barry Gordy, you wasn't squeezing one of the fellas' butt cheeks. Okay, I know you wasn't doing that, so maybe that's what he said to Jackie Wilson, to turn him off. Okay, you don't want that vagina because that vagina may not want you. "Keep cool, Ray," I was saying to myself, burning hot desire. All he got to do is just breathe on her and she ready to drop her drawers. One doe-eyed looked at Barry and you'll be out on your butt. We were making music together. I refuse to allow anybody or anything, even my beating heart, to interfere with a perfect working relationship. Every job that I worked at, I don't know why, I just never found the men there attractive. Never. Okay, even when I was a probation officer and, the police would come in and, try their hand, girl, they hated me. They couldn't understand, hold on, I'm a police. Why you don't want to give me no passy? Okay, and so no, because you the police. I've never really cared for the police. Now, I ain't never say that I ain't never hunt a pig, okay? But as far as giving him my, emotions or whatever, or her, who you talking to, I must say that I just never worked with or slept with anybody that I worked with. Now, I'm not going to lie. I had a whirlwind affair, not a fair, okay, but like an affair, with a police, and we didn't have no connection together except for the fact that, his beat was my hood. But other than that, I'm not working and hunching nobody at my job. Some of you can do it. I just can't have no ninja always knocking on my door while I'm at work. When I'm at work, I'm at work. Leave me the fuck alone. There's a new development tomorrow morning. We're moving over to Gwen's place. It had come as no surprise when Barry told us one afternoon that Lucy, okay, I'm pronouncing it lousy because you know how the word loud is spelled? It's spelled Loud, okay? Loud. But some of y'all are telling me, no, Nay, it's Lucy. Okay. We'll do the Lucy to shut you ninjas up. It had come as no surprise when Barry told us one afternoon that Lucy had reached a saturation point. As loyal as she was to her baby brother and as personable as she'd been, poor Lucy's cool reserve was turning into hot resentment. But the Gordy family would never leave one of its own in the lurch. And Sister Gwen welcomed us into her abode, an apartment on the upper level of a building, just hopping with Gordy Enterprises. On the first floor, Brothers Fuller and George operated a print shop and a cleaners. Next door to that street level, Gwen and Billy Davis had set up the offices of their venture, Anna Records. Upstairs, Pops and Mother Gordy residing and presiding over the family's dominion. I lived in an apartment next to Gwen. Gwen and Barry had been cut from the same cloth. As a supporting cast member, there was cousin Gwen Joyce Fuller, the very attractive and very articulate constant companion to Gwen Gordy. The daughter of Mother Gordy's brother, cousin Gwen, was both college educated and a natural administrator and would be relied upon heavily in many of the Gordy family enterprises to come. Wait a minute, Barry the Gordy, you around here wearing Gordon Gartrells with holes in it, but your sisters is fly as shit. Okay, now I don't know if it's because it's the men's day hunching. Some women got the propensity to know which ding dong to hunch. Okay, and some bitches don't. Eddie Hollins, Brian's brother, was so handsome and refined with the adorable Holland dimples that it was no wonder Barry saw star potential. He was being cultivated to follow in the Jackie Wilson groove. Performance-wise, that was a stretch, okay? Because that was not Eddie's zhuzh, okay? Eddie liked being in the background. He don't want to be up front. That kind of explains the Holland Dozier Holland brand, where they were good with writing music. Plus, on top of that, that's where the money is. Vocally, he sounded similar to Wilson and had actually sung most of the demos of Gordy Davis tunes meant for Jackie. Now, like I said, Eddie Holland is being groomed to be the next Jackie Wilson. He ain't for all that. He just got the looks, okay? But he's not the type of guy who would want to stand in front. He's not that guy. He like maneuvering in the back, like myself. Even though I'm on camera, I really don't like a lot of attention. Never have, never will. It's just, it is what it is. In fact, give me 2 minutes. My mother was trying to groom me to be a model like she was back in the day, okay? That just was not my thing. I just like maneuvering in the back. Even though back then I was nice and skinny, before the IG model bitches came along, you had to be skinny, okay? And I was skinny. I had this long neck, girl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I had the face, good bone structure, all of that. But that just wasn't me. My mother, who was an actual model who worked with models like Beverly Johnson, had to stop modeling when she got pregnant with me. She stayed working as long as she could so she could make that money, but she stopped modeling after me. Sometimes it's okay. Even though people, try to push you to do something, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, unless you like 17 and your mammy's trying to get you to fuck out the house, But he felt most comfortable behind the scene, hence Doja Holland. Or is it Holland, Doja Holland? So early on, Sugar Ray and Bertie Gordy were listening to Eddie sing, right? Ray Noma leaned over to Bertie Gordy and was like, can you hear that? Bertie Gordy faking, because he don't know what is going on, okay? He like, I ain't gonna say shit because I don't want her to know that I don't know what I'm doing, okay? She's like, wait a minute, he's coming off a little flat. Moving forward. Remember the dude, Kratham Spencer? Okay? These two had developed a relationship because Kratham had started regularly taking her home after, she was doing what she was doing down there to the soon-to-be Motown, right? So they're developing a relationship, okay? And one day on a ride home, Kratham said to her, are you intimidated by Bertie Gordy at all? She's thinking in her head, why the hell should I be intimidated by him? I know more than he do. Kratham says to her, nothing intimidates you, does it? He asked, shaking his head. After Kratham had, trying to pick her brain and figure out whether or not she is intimidated by Bertie Gordy. No, I ain't intimidated by Bertie, okay? But he's also noticing that she's distant, okay? He looks over to her and say, what you thinking about? This dum-dum says out loud, Barry. She snaps back into reality and like, wait a minute, I'm telling my boyfriend and I'm thinking about another nigga. Barry, are you serious? Well, it's not necessarily Barry trying to clean it up. It's more so about the miracles. Smoke it, ooh. Baby. So before we go forward, let me just touch this, okay? One thing that we do know about the Bertie Gordy is that the Bertie Gordy do not mind sloppy seconds. He do not, okay? If that sloppy second will get him to the place that he wants to be, okay? So Bertie Gordy is aware that Sugar Ray is messing with Kratham, okay? He don't care, okay? Just like Bertie Gordy was very aware that the Diana, the boss, Ross, was messing with Smokey the Robinson on the side and Eddie the Murphy. No, Eddie the Hawk. No, Eddie. Who is it? Who is the Eddie? Damn, why all of a sudden I went blank when it came down to that temptation she was messing with? Eddie Kendrick. He don't mind sloppy seconds, sloppy third, sloppy 17th, or 227. He don't mind that, okay? Kratham was wonderful company. We were even double dating with his buddy from the 5 Stars, Walter Gaines, and my sister, Alice. Why mess up a good thing? Now, let's see. The Miracles, along with the 5 Stars and the Satin Tones, they were third of the vocal groups in Barry's stable. You're talking about Smokey Robinson, Kratham said as I hopped out of the car at Mama's house. Wait till you meet the girl in the group, Claudette Rogers, Smokey's girlfriend. She is as sweet as molasses. She does have a channel here on YouTube. She is a very kind and, well-mannered woman. For her to be of a certain age, I think she's still very beautiful and still very refined. You can tell when Berry the Gordy's Motown machine puts their hands on people, because the same refinement that they had years ago, they still carry it throughout life. I like it. You know, y'all should check her out. And so it was a week later, Smokey brought Claudette by rehearsal, and she was everything Kratham had said. In the years to come, Claudette and I would become allies and intimate confidants in the drama that would unfold. Berry, I wonder if the drama that would unfold would be the Diana. Berry was flat broke with 3 kids, and when I found out what slick talking hotshot Nat Turnpole was paying Berry for all of Jackie Wilson's hits, my fighting spirit was inflamed. Okay, first of all, that ain't even your dude. What was happening with Berry Gordy and Nat Turnpole's relationship was that Berry Gordy's making a song for Nat, all right, and he's basically paying Berry Gordy nothing, like $75. He goes $75, okay. Then, if he didn't want to pay him $75, he'd be like, okay, just go ahead and take my gold Cadillac, just drive it around. I'm like, damn, that reminds me of Rent-A-Rock. Okay, remember back in the 80s when the pipeheads would rent their cars to the drug dealers for a rock? Okay, remember that? And them drug dealers would dog them ninjas' cars. So that explains why Berry Gordy was driving around in that gold Cadillac that wasn't his. He was using it as payment. Not me, nigga, I'll stay on the bus. Something had to give. Ray, Berry said to me as I was pondering those issues at Gwen's one evening, I don't think it's a good idea to mix business and pleasure. I cringed. He was referring to me dating Kratham. She said the same thing about Mamie. Remember the buxom bitch who is now in the group called Teen Queens? With her and her sister, she went to Berry and was like, Berry, I don't think you should be dating Mamie. Okay. One, she was probably intimidated because, Raynoma is very, very petite. I think she's like 4'11" and very small. But, I feel like she had a problem with Mamie because Mamie was the competition. The same reason why I feel like Kratham is the competition to the Berry, but he don't want to let on to it. That ninja, them Sagittarians. Kratham took the mandate like a true gentleman. It made sense after all. We shook hands on the mutual understanding, and he said, "You're the finest. I wish ... Okay? But he understood, okay, that Berry the Gordy don't want this to happen, so, let's go ahead and give Berry the Gordy and his Gordon God Trail what he wants. I just had an idea that would forever mark me as either a genius or a damn fool. More and more, my family was beginning to worry that I was becoming the latter, okay? So this is the thing. The family is very, let me not say very well off, but her family is middle class, okay? Her brothers and sisters are working very good jobs, or they are in college. The mama is like, you got bills to pay. It's a son back there, okay? And you can't keep running around with the Berry the Gordy focusing on his dream. And I've told y'all before, never get too comfortable in somebody else's dream. You will always be expendable in somebody else's dream. You've been at it nonstop for almost 2 months, Mama had said. Now those Gordys sound like very fine people, but this music business is just spinning your wheels. Now, after her family talked to her and told her, bitch, you might be putting yourself in a bad situation, this dum-dum comes up with a grand plan, child. A grand plan that would take Berry to the next step, okay? One thing I've learned over the years is, men try to trick you and make you think that you have to be this person, that person, this person in order for them to marry you, okay? You taking a 50-50 chance to be this person and that person to this dude who you're not married to, and they can still walk away from you easily. They can do it while you're married too. Good girl, at least you'll get some money if you marry that nigga. She came up with this grand plan that I feel should not have been a venture that she partaked in if she was not his wife. All right? But when you're young, you'll do anything for the man that you believe in. Okay. Now, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, and subscribe, because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. Now, remember this. The same people that you meet on the way up will always be the people that you meet on the way down. Naysayers, Patreon love bugs. Be safe. Get vaccinated. Peace.